Hey fellow Vault Wearers, it's Angry Turtle, and today I have a little bit different video for you. My tier list for camp items. I mean the camp items that actually do something, not just decorations, not immersion. The camp items that are doing something. It can be helpful, I think, for new players, and as well, if your list would be totally different, let me know what I missed and why, as I would love to know. Now, in regards to items, first, S tier, the highest possible, essentials for me, what I must have in every single camp, even if it's really small one. Therefore, all basic workbenches that you basically obtain by playing early levels in the game and picking up plants. Then, of course, stash box, I don't think I need to explain this one. Then, punch card machine that you basically unlock when you, I think, are level 25 or so. And I'm using it often. I have several different loadouts that I will be just swapping in between. Then I need it in my camp, that's essential. Another basic workbenches, and last essential item for me, ammo converter. This can be controversial, as if you already have like unlimited amount of resources in your Fallout First scrap box, maybe you do not need it. But I will use it very often, because what I can do, I can basically feed this machine with my cannonballs. I can basically sell the cannonballs that are easily farmable for points, and then use those points, as you can see I have a lot, to buy ammo I actually need. For example, ammo that is quite expensive to craft, like the flamer fuel ammo. I can spend my points and buy like 2000 fuel at 10,000 points. The best deal for me, way easier to do than actually craft flamer fuel. Then this is essential item in my books. Plus I don't like waste. I don't like to craft ammo that I can have much cheaper from ammo converter. If you don't have it, you can purchase the plan for ammo converter from Foundation, from Samuels. You probably need some kind of reputation, I don't remember at this moment. But from time to time, ammo converter will be sold by Minerva. Then you can wait for a discount. That's an option too. Then we go for tier A, which means incredibly useful items, but I could live without them. Mostly, but I don't want to live without them. Therefore, first one is symptomatic. You obtain it by doing daily ops, and what it does, basically you get in, it cures your diseases, what is super handy in your camp. You can drink dirty water, get a disease, and remove it inside the symptomatic. After that, the Brahmin, the fertilizer. It produces fertilizer, and as well, it's usually roaming. I don't know where the Brahmin go, but you can... Oh, here you are! You can milk the Brahmin, and this time it was not successful, he kicked me instead. But you can milk the Brahmin, and milk is very important for some recipes, as well as can be used to reduce rats by just a little bit. Then this item just for the Brahmin, it's super handy, useful. Some vendor bots will sell the plan for this, and it's not very expensive, then I would say it's accessible and so on. Then plants. Essential plants that I have in here, it will be corn, potato, razor grain, mute fruit, and gourd. And why this setup? Razor grain I will need to craft liquid courage together with corn. Then corn, potato, and mute fruit I will use for simple herbivore buffs to consume it, or if I want to craft adhesive, I would just combine it and craft it on cooking station. And gourd for experience buffs. Then this is 5 plants I always have in my camp. There is more plants possible, but I don't use other ones. I just use these 5. After that, raw fertilizer machine, turbo fertilizer as well, can be purchased from Foundation with high reputation. But the point of that, this turbo fertilizer grenade will make all the plants instantly available to harvest again, which saves a lot of place in your camp. You just go, you just equip the grenade, that is turbo fertilizer, you toss it on the crops, and they are back up, which saves a lot of space in the camp. You don't need to wait for this machine to produce them. You can actually craft them after unlocking the machine. And those grenades are cheap. Then that's super useful. Then there is a scrap box. Yeah, unfortunately, Fallout 1st exclusive, then that's only if you have money for it. You can live without it, but yeah, it is extremely helpful. That's why I put it on A tier. I was like a little bit between S tier and A tier. For many of you, it will be S tier. I decided to put it on A tier. After that, brewing station and fermenter for crafting of the liquid courage. I do craft it and I use liquid courage. Therefore, those are A tier for me. Then we go into tier B, which is not so essential for me, but still handy and I use from time to time. It will be this rat scrubber. You can obtain it by doing Scorchbeast Queen events. You can get the plan, or you can buy the plan from other players. And of course, fusion generator, as this will produce 100 power and takes relatively small amount of space. Therefore, it's better than other power sources, and it's needed here, as items need power, like this rat scrubber needs power, and the vending machine needs power. The generator plan can be obtained by just doing the main quest line, or you can buy the plan from Enclave Bunker that's in here. After you get access to Enclave Bunker, you can buy the plan for it, or you can buy the plan from players as well. Then, of course, the vending machine, I think the base version is available for everyone. If you need to earn some caps, you have stuff for sale, then obviously you do it through this machine. After that, any type of a bed, as this will provide me with experience buff, 5% experience buff. Why is it tier B and not A or S tier? Main reason for that, if I die, I will lose this buff. Usually I don't die very often, but what I noticed, whenever I will sleep to get the buff, then I will die. I don't know how is that, but yeah, that's why it's tier B for me, as I'm losing this buff way too often. Next is a beehive. It used to be a scoreboard reward, I think, from time to time. It will most likely appear in Atom Shop, or it's sold. I'm not sure if it's sold by Samuels, but usually you check for old scoreboard rewards with Samuel. I'm not sure if beehive is there, but it's useful. The honey, and if you don't know why the honey is useful for me, I'm using honey to visit Sweetwater at Giant Teapot to get free Sweetwater Special Blend just for honey. Then I'm exchanging honey for Sweetwater Special Blend. That's why I like to have beehive for some honey in my camp. And any type of a collectron. At this moment it's a Santatron. This one is good because at this moment I cannot show you, but sometimes he will collect sugar bombs, and this is useful for crafting experience buffs. Therefore, collectron that can collect sugar bombs, it's perfect. Next, this is actually Atom Shop item. It gives dirty water. It's just giving dirty water, but it's so handy that you don't need to spam any buttons. It just generates it. If you place like 10 of those, you will get 20 dirty water available by just quickly running around and collecting. Next is this vintage water cooler. And why is it in here? It produces purified water, does not require power, what is a huge benefit, and it is small. It's really small. And how you get it? It's treasure hunters, plan from treasure hunters. That's how you unlock it. Then you need to wait until treasure hunters event is in, and then you can unlock it. And next, rustic fountain or any other item that will provide you as well dirty water and can be placed on foundation. That's why I rank it as B, as I can put it on foundation and I can use it to collect dirty water. And to do it faster, you just hold to drink and then spam the collect button. And this way you get a lot of dirty water. And in the same time, I managed to get parasites. Then I can show you how symptomatic works. My A tier item is being used now, as I managed to get parasites. And I recovered from parasites. That's why it's A tier. Can get this water without getting diseases. I don't know if currently any of those items are available in Atom Shop. They're usually worth atoms if you don't have any yet. And then we go to tier C. And here, yes, the rag. The rag is an item in here, as it's functional. You can use it in the place that you couldn't otherwise place any type of a foundation or support. It is like perfect foundation / floor replacement. You will get it by doing daily ops. Next, there is a popcorn machine. It will produce popcorn that reduce hunger and thirst, what is quite handy, 25% reduction. It used to be from a scoreboard. Now I don't know how it's available. It should be available somewhere. It was from the scoreboard. I think Samuel should be selling it. Not 100%, but I'm pretty sure he will be selling that. If not, he will be selling that later. So usually all those items usually go to Samuel's inventory at Foundation. Then popcorn machine is in here. Then ally. You could say that I rank allies quite low, but unfortunately they do not offer too much. They either offer small buffs or shopping option, but only selling stuff, not buying anything. Then it's just for a daily quest basically. And I put a main ally because main allies have better daily quests. One of the main allies, probably like the best option. How do you unlock it? You unlock it by just leveling up to level 20 and doing ally quest line that will just appear, like Beckett will be lost somewhere in Ash Heap. In here, if you enter Ash Heap above level 20, you will get the quest line that will grant you a Beckett ally. Next, some basic instrument to play on that will provide you with AP buff. It's useful sometimes. This buff lasts like 30 minutes, then it's not too bad. And AP buff is actually a useful buff. Next, ammo container, ammo producer, Armco, ammo producer. Why is it so low on my ranking? It produces really slowly and it is expensive. You obtain it by grinding reputation with Crater and then you buy it from a robot bot inside the Crater. Expensive, not very efficient. That's why it's very low on my tier list. And finally, the lowest of usable items. Those are not even very useful at this point. Tier D, fridge. You can buy it from Atom Shop. It reduces the spoilage of food and drinks by 50%. But because it's so small reduction, it's like really tedious to put items one by one. I will transfer them and the spoilage will be reduced by 50%. But I already have good with salt, which means spoilage inside my inventory is reduced by 90%. Therefore those will spoil much faster and I will forget about them and I will have just spoiled veggies in my fridge, what is absolutely useless for any practical purposes. That's why it's so low on tier list. Then radioactive barrel, it's actually useful as it can give you a little bit of radiation, small burst, but it is basically slower than just using gamma gun and shooting your feet or eating something that's irradiated. Therefore, I rarely use it, even though I have it. That's why so low ranked. Then those are temporary buffs from items like exercise bike, items available from previous scoreboards. And the problem with those, just 30 minutes and you need to wait for those buffs. Those are small buffs to your special. It takes like half a minute to get this buff. It only lasts 30 minutes. If you want all those buffs, it's so tedious that I don't see a point and I'm not using it. Beckett is using it though. He's already looking at this bike. Look at him. And here he goes. At least my Beckett likes to exercise on this bike. You go ham on it. Alright, next, water purifier that produced purified water, the basic item that you can get from basic plans by doing main quest line following the overseer. And why is it ranked so low? It does require power, it's huge and it needs to be placed on dirt. That's why it's so low. Oh, the radiation barrel. I didn't tell you how to get it. It's hard to get and you can obtain it from Radiation Rumble event, but drop rate extremely slow. Next, water pump. Again, the basic plan, you will obtain it, I think, from workshop defenses or something like that. And the problem with that, it used to gather dirty water, but we have better items for it. It needs to be placed on dirt, and I think that's the downside, and that's why I rank it lower. Next, all type of defenses like machine gun turrets. They're so buggy and sometimes fail to shoot on the enemies, they take the budget. Quite often they fail to actually protect your camp. I think that's the reason I'm not even using those. I have no turrets in my camps. Usually ally is doing all the defending. if he can be bothered even to do it. Therefore, yeah, no turrets for me. Although they can be used some creatively in some fun scenario that I was using turrets in the past, especially laser ones and rocket ones. But generally I need to be objective, those are bad items. Next, cool item but really bad, artillery. You need to power it up, then you collect smoke grenades, and close to your camp you can toss a grenade and artillery will start bombarding the area. It most likely will fail to kill anything. There is a huge delay and low accuracy. Then it's fun from time to time to use it. It does not have any practical effect. And if you think that you can sneak while artillery is firing, no you can't. As enemy hits count, like artillery hits count as your hits, then it's the same like you will be shooting enemies, they will follow you. Then they will not go after the artillery, they will not get lost, they will follow you, they will go in your direction instead. Which is odd. And then there is personal terminal, that is a free item from Atom Shop. It's not too much of a use case. It is nice, there is your daily planner, but do you really need to do it this way? You can see that you have your scout dailies that can give you occasionally a badge, or you can see that you have your beef daily. What else you can see in here? Automated alerts, suspicious person, and you can download coordinates. It's basically for some dailies, some miscellaneous dailies and stuff. It's nothing that you really need it for. It's just a reminder to do some of the dailies. That's all it's doing. Oh, and I didn't tell you how to get those. All the alcohol brewing stuff. If you want those, you usually start a quest on any train station for beef, but you can go directly here at Big Ice Tattoo Parlor. You can read a poster and start doing beef quest line. If you do it, he will give you the plans to build it. Now I think I covered everything. If I missed any, ask questions in comment section. Someone for sure will help you, and if no one else will help you, I will try to do my best. Even though I'm not the best camper, not the specialist, but I'm using all the functional items, that's why I'm sharing that. About the cosmetic items, I have no clue how to rank them. I'm ranking only the ones that are actually doing something. And now, please let me know if your ranking would be similar to mine. Is there anything in particular that you like to use? I'm curious to know that. And that being said, thank you lots for watching, and see you all in the next one.